Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to VR Master League Channel 3. I'm Palidore, thanks for joining me. I'm on your casting and camera duties for the evening. At least on this channel. We've got a lot of channels rocking though, right now. Should have VRML 1, 2, and 3. Someone call the count. Because I can do just that. But that said, we have two teams here that I'm, once again, as always, excited to stream. And haven't got a look at so far this season between the four queens and demons. So first round about to get started. So here we go. Right into the thick of things. I do know where I'm going. So with that, let's get right into it. The four queens I actually did cast back in, well, between seasons and kind of like a off-season scrim of sorts. I did one or two of those before, and yeah, so I did kind of cast them before in one of the iterations. Not positive if it's the full same roster or not, but as for the orange side here in Demons, this is going to be my first look at several of them here. Game O'Right, Cherokee Gamer, Cody Lop, and Thought 420. Nice. So assistant to regional manager, the captain here for four queens, sends that deep down. That was nearly a hit. It might still be. Somehow retrieves the self-rebound off of that long heave. Gets stunned, though, by the nice defense on the Demon's end. Now, again, some good defense there. Cherokee Gamer diving out and causing some disruption. So down the floor, these teams stack, and collecting said disc is the regional manager. Now into the midfield, grabbed by regional manager. Had the mitts all over it, but Cherokee Gamer. So two names that stick out immediately. Assistant to regional manager, Cherokee Gamer. Both super active and reactive is robotic. Proactive, who knows, but 2 points. And they are active on the scoreboard, and that's what counts. Good job getting down the floor and able to capitalize before anyone else could do a thing about it on the defensive end. But not bad either from the Demons, because they were... up until that last juncture, they were playing some good defense in the midfield and high pressure, suffice to say. But Game O'Right here. Passing it down to Cherokee Gamer. Cherokee to Cody. Cody back to Cherokee. A little bit off, but friendly bounce right into the midst before regional manager captures the disc. Down the field it goes, and down they blaze. It's Cherokee with a recovery, just evading one player, but not the other. Quinn, the idiot, looking quite smart. And Quinn, you did it. Did he it? Well, 4 points, regardless, and good job on that score. Both of their scores now have been on essentially these turnovers that were right on the goal without too many defenders there to help. Just one in the goal that time around, but able to capitalize before anyone else could come in to disrupt all too much, giving him the good chance to make it. Game O'Right on this rollout. Able to successfully get into the blue end zone. Back to the midfield. And right back to Game O'Right. Some great passing here. I love that cycling on that disc. So far, they haven't missed the pass. I probably just jinxed it, but we'll see. It's handed over, and yes, I did jinx it, but that's okay. It was nice up until that point. Back to the sidewall, though. Game O'Right trying to make right. Instead, they will lose it to Robotic. Robotic now from the right lane. And an interception to Cherokee. Cherokee, working up the floor, has that stack impending, but manages to just evade them barely. Meanwhile, in the front line, a tap out into Thought's arms, and a gentle one right into DS Play's arms. So DS gets the clear. Cherokee gets the recovery. And back into the possession of Orange Squad on the Demon's side. So a quick fling over there to the clouds. Game over to Cody. Cody right back to Thoughts, and without a Thoughts, throws it, but no shot, says DS. I play this game. And Cody over back to the barrier, but good coverage from Robotic. Right on the money to help cause that turnover. Cherokee, though, the lead runner for a moment before the rest of the squad joins up in the bubble. Now, somehow, though, wow, no one able to secure the disc on the orange side, but they didn't actually pay for it initially. A regional manager off the backboard, but Cody lops it up. Playing some janitorial duty there on that backboard cleanup. Can I do it again? No, regional manager. And assisted by Robotic. That was a tough shot. Defense in the face, defense in the goal, and yet got it to go. 7 points, uncontested so far for the four queens. So trying to offer that rebuttal is Cody Lopp and the Demon Squad. Just past Cherokee's arms. Assistant to regional manager there getting stunned. Robotic there offering some stuns. Robotic causing disruption and the eruption from 20 meters deep. 10 points. And still yet the 0 on the board for Demons. Can't imagine that'll last all too long because we have seen some good moves up the floor and some passing plays from Demons here. Just have not been able to convert it into actual points yet, but you expect that will change at some point. That said, though, certainly momentum swings favoring currently the 4 Queens. They are on a roll. They're causing these turnovers. They're getting to the disc first. They're diving up, and there's a shot from right below. The pass that is, and Cody Lopp, again, some good defense. Definitely impressing on that end. So rotating into the goal is Cherokee Gamer. Nice communication there from the defense on Demons. The longer it stays in the bubble, the more at threat they are of being scored on. So they're glad to see it creep back into the midfield at least, where they'll have to be reset. And Gamer right, look at that. Playing Pop Goes the Weasel, hiding right beneath the nest to cause this turnover. So this could be a great opportunity for that first score. Had it not been for the overshoot there on the disc. A little bit out of the way, but Gamer right, now making way, trying to open up some avenues, and a good reset there. Smart. Cherokee from the back line now. Just waiting for a play to develop if they can. Working it up, though. Pass to the side. Cody Lopp from the cuts. Getting cut off by DS. Some excellent defense from both squads at the moment. They've really been well aware and cognizant of those dives. That pass not communicated quite as well. A little crisping when they should have crossed, perhaps, so that will cause a turnover instead. And an opportunity maybe to make it a dozen points, or maybe even a baker's dozen with a quick recovery here. Robotic having it snagged, though, by Thought. They need those stacks if they can, because they have the defense at a disadvantage. There it is. Could it be? Just barely missing off of that goalpost and back into the midfield. So tough turnaround. So far, still being held without a score, but man, oh man, closer and closer by the second, it seems like. Just not able to get it going. But quickening this pace now as we approach these last few minutes. Would definitely be pertinent for the Demons to score quickly if they can, as far as being able to come back here. Robotic, though, with the handles, already has a player there waiting for a pass, but couldn't wrangle it quite there. So, thoughts on a clear. See how these stacks go. Just missing the handles a little bit, and that's going to make enough of a difference to enable a quick and easy recovery for the blue side. Now, that said, a throwaway right into the opposite lane. There are some midfielders there trying to regain control. They do for just a moment, but not a moment too soon. That shot is out of there, and now making room for a recovery for the orange side. Still looking for their goal here. Now, they do get a little bit of a boost, but not enough juice to actually meet the interceptor in the midfield. Quinn the Idiot releasing over. Yeah, I like this. This is the one time I can call someone an idiot and it's not toxic because it's the name. I still feel bad though somehow. But yeah, having a good game here. 10 points up. Quinn the recovery. And nobody home, but should rebound right back towards them. At this point, even without any more scores, really, all this time off the clock, it's to the advantage of the 4 Queens. They can afford this scramble happening right now, because they are definitely in control, and clock is the greatest enemy here of the Demons. Now, knocking it loose was assistant to regional manager. Regional manager having it snagged, though, by Thought. Thought's been pretty active there on the steals and trying to cause that, again, midfield disruption. And you'd like to see it. Now, what you'd love to see is maybe that long three. Wow, that was a thing of beauty. Game right, much to their delight. Arms up in the air, and that is a celebratory worthy goal for sure. Striking deep, 39 meters out, and that was some high confidence and a difficult shot to hit, but boy, what a way to get their first points on the board. Still down by 7, but blazing out of that defensive stack quickly. They actually will get the disc back in a hurry. As I say that, though, relinquishing control back to Quinn. Hands in the right place. And defense back into the bubble. At the wedge. To the boot, Quinn, the drive, bit too high, but rebound on that sidewall. Well-positioned was DS. DS to a well-positioned Robotic, but it's chaos and chaotic as Cherokee able to save that play. Regardless of the results of this first round, I think Demons, they have some good stuff to work with. Got some nice offensive opportunities going. Had some nice defensive plays. Just the execution was just a bit tighter, more crisp here on the side of Four Queens. They were really able to cause plenty of trouble themselves, especially when it came to that midfield play. So let's see, one more goal. There's still time for it if they can find some stacks. DS plays, gets that rebound. That's going to bounce around a few different times. And the first round shall be secured by the Four Queens. And their casting debut for Season 4, I do believe. For both these squads, I think. Gotta double check, though. That said, round 1 win. Way to start. And let's see. Yeah, so this is, well, first of all, kind of the season debut this week of Four Queens here. They've only played one other game, and it was a close match, but a narrow loss versus Paralysis earlier in the week, just on Tuesday. Only lost by, well, in the third round, and it was a 40-32 differential, so very close on that end, but a nice start for them here in this round. Meanwhile, for the Demons, this is indeed their first cast of the season, but they've been playing since the beginning there, it looks like, or towards the end of July. They've gone 4-6 on the record sheet there, and trying to make their climb back as we go into the thick of things and into the second half of the season. Of course, that first cycle ending this week. So right about at that midpoint of Season 4, and yeah, just trying to get their momentum under them. Again, I think a bit of a scoring differential in that first round, but not necessarily indicative of the good things that I did see from the Demons here. So if they can tighten up a little bit, could be a different round. Meanwhile, for the Four Queens, they just have to keep the pedal on the metal. They certainly showed their mettle in those initial 10 minutes. Game all right. Definitely meddling in that play. So disc in flux at the moment as it floats around that trap taken by Game. Game all right with a stun and a take back on the disc. Just trying to gain the bearings and find somebody to pass that off to. And some great passing again. Like I said, I love the positioning here. They're all in the right places for a rebound there as well. They've got the correct positioning on left, right, and center. But once they get into the bubble, that's where their drives start finding a little bit of difficulty to actually secure the goal. Cherokee with some crafty maneuvers juking around that Geo. Now picked up, actually just missed, but still taken eventually by Cherokee. Need that past the barrier perhaps, but it was read and cut off nicely there. The blue players right up on the press. And scoreless after 1 minute. Robotic, though, on the push up. Robotic setting it out to the trap. And getting lost here a little bit before Quinn takes it over. So the stacks coming on through. Cody and Thought getting one regrab in there. But definitely making it tough on the actual securing of the disc, as Robotic now will latch on. Missing their first pass, but still in position for a catch. And now on the board. 2 points coming in from assistant to regional manager, putting the 2 in their name.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Cody Lop sends it down below to Game Alright. Once again, I really feel like it's just a matter of time. Because their midfield play here for Demons has been pretty solid. I mean, you see, it's not like they're rushing things in the midfield too much. They're getting rid of the disc when they need to get rid of it. They're generally placing themselves, their bodies in the right place. There it is again. And look at that. That was just perfect. That was gorgeous. Hockey assist to one of the players, Cody Lop, getting that shot. But also the communication on the goalie, to keep the goalie stunned out and make that impossible to save, essentially. I mean, that was executed wonderfully, and that's the only place they've been struggling. The midfield execution has been great. It's just the bubble execution that was lacking, but not lacking whatsoever in that point for the Demons. So they tie it up, and it's back to a neutral position here as Cody Lop takes another disc and sends it out. They do not get the regrabs, and that might matter. Let's see. The rest of the defense starting to play catch up here off that backboard. That's going to be a tough angle to convert upon. So what do? They reset, and I love it. So Cody now finding a well-placed pass softly, very catchable pass as well. That's the important part. Over to Cherokee. Cherokee driving it up, recognizing that defense, playing super tight. Thought there, trying to find that goal. One more lob over there to Cody. But beyond the reach, they'll still stun him out. Nice job from Quinn, though, causing some disruption as well. And up to the clock, but nobody home. So Tick and Tuck back into the midfield. There is some players there to maybe intercept, but Blue Squad doing a good job on for 4 Queens, just getting there in time. So denying that midfielder advantage, and they'll still cause a turnover. Grabbed here by Quinn. Quinn's going to send that out to Assistant. Assistant trying to deliver that into the 3. But Cherokee with a rebound, recovery. And that'll get lost in the trap for just a moment. Now heave over to Assistant. Assistant, that's going to ricochet a couple times. And now for the 4 Queens side. Now a few of these kind of rushed plays, it looks like. Let's see if they can get a line up on that one. They do. There you go. That was a good job on Robotics' part to quickly react to the defensive positioning of the situation. Right when Robotic received the disc, it was an immediate tap-off right into the goalie. Didn't leave time for any dives, didn't leave time for the defense to adjust. Just grab, tap, turn, and throw. So maneuvering around on this launch. Again, playing it very patiently, maybe too much so. Assistant sneaking up on them just a little bit, able to take a grab. Quinn the Idiot now over to Assistant. Assistant has Quinn cutting as well as Robotic above and below. Will the goal go? Yes, sir. Robotic with the answer. 4 points lead for the 4 Queens. 4 Queens, again, they did take that first round as well. But some great takeaways for the Demons. They definitely had a lot of positives to hang their hats on. They're not down by too much at the moment, so they've been very, very willing to reset in position. Look at that. I mean, they've got that great formation there. Above, below, center, right? I mean, every lane was covered appropriately for those passes. But see, it's the bubble where they get a little lost sometimes. Oh my goodness, that shot would have been beautiful. But Thoughts, without a second thought, puts in the second attempt. And they are within 2. So good looks and good work being in the right place for a rebounded play. Well, it's still a tight game. We can still be seeing a 3rd round here pretty soon. And off of that might be a turnover as well. Maybe a slightly rushed clear will result in a turnover indeed. So got to watch that momentum shift, the developing story here as they once again position. They got to take advantage of the numbers. Can they? No, just beyond the goal. And that's going to sail deep into the midfield. So a missed opportunity there, unfortunately, for the Demons squad, who otherwise had a good numbers advantage. And those ones could definitely come back to bite you, especially since that could have been their opportunity to tie or even take a lead for the Demons here for the first time. So let's see if this is going to pave the way for maybe a play on the blue end of things. It will be a goal. Robotic putting in all the moves in the book and then some. As I said, that's kind of tough because the really big numbers advantage over on the blue end for the Demons, where they were not able to successfully convert on a score, that turned into a 2-point on the other side. So in a sense, that's kind of a 4 or 5 point swing. Whereas it could have been a tie game or a lead for the Demons, is now turned into a 4-point disadvantage just off of that single sequence of plays. So definitely stifling off that momentum swing that I was calling out. It's looking a bit dangerous now, again, for the Demons as they're starting to pile it on for the 4 Queens, just putting in the pressure. Now, meanwhile, in the midfield, Meanwhile, in the midfield, Cody is able to sneak up and intercept that disc. Need to find their stacks if they can, get to that disc first, because otherwise that is a easy pickup for the blue team. Robotic takes that away, throws it over to regional manager. And Quinn, a sidearm fling, kind of spinning in the process, but this should be a pickup. Maybe, or not. No, taken by Quinn, and a shot, another one of those narrow misses. And the 50-50s just not going their way for the Demons. But Quinn puts up 4 queens by 6 now. And for those who are tuning in there, whether live or in the VODs, thank you for doing so again. I'm Palidore here on Channel 3. We've got channels VRML channels 1, 2, and 3 all rocking at the same time here tonight, so plenty of matches, plenty to select from, and a shot that is premium. Game all right. Looking like that first round, able to hit those deep shots, this time 15 meters in, but still not the easiest one because there was defense nearby, and there was a couple of geos and barriers in the way, so that was not... And that's in addition to also the upwards momentum, so hey, that's impressive. Game Right showing the striking capabilities here on some of these junctures. With that, they bring themselves within 3, and look at that, Game Right causing a turnover again. They've got a man on the deep end, but unable to actually get it. Still yet, though, Thought with a disc, so they're right in this. It's less than a minute left in this match, potentially in this round. Some great defense from the blue squad, able to cover off those barriers and cause some trouble now for the Demons' comeback efforts. Game Right, knowing now, at this point, with the clock winding down, they may indeed have to go for that 3-point shot if they do manage to get it into the blue side. Time is not there anymore, so they need to go for a tie. They need to go for that overtime. But just a little quicker on that approach and take back. It's Quinn with a disc now through the deep end. It's regional manager there. The goal is open. Not that it matters all too much, but getting back into the defense as they can. What they need is a stack. They need some dives and trying to cause a turnover here. Only 10 seconds remaining, so the time is just about up. They need stacks imminently. Game Right, who hit that huge one earlier on, needs to fling that immediately, but that's a bit off. And with that, the chance to come back unfortunately, out of there, and it will be the win for the 4 queens, but that was a valiant effort put forth for sure. But nonetheless, Demons bringing it close. 4 queens, though, just the most clutch in that juncture. And with that, yeah, the 2-round win, able to sweep and end their first week here in this season as a team with a 1-1 record for the 4 queens. So back to the stat screen there, courtesy IgniteVR.gg, as ever always. I'm Palidore, as ever always. And yeah, that was a good match. I think, as I said, I do want to give a lot of compliments, of course, to the 4 queens for a successful stream debut here this week. I mean, they executed very well. They were fast, they were quick, they were disruptive. For the side of Demons, though, still want to give the props there as well and the respect because they played a pretty mature game on the whole. It got lost a little bit there towards the last minute or so, but I mean, for the majority of that match, they were doing the right things, right? Got a little bit lost in the scrambles on a few occasions, but for the most part, I mean, they showed a very, very poised game in terms of being willing to really pass the disc and position the right way, make those resets to their midfielder when they needed to, and not rush a bad offensive look, you know, on some tight defense in the bubble. I mean, they played that very, very well. So, you know, it was solid from a team play perspective and a conceptual perspective. That was all super solid play from the Demons squad. But yeah, 4 queens took it home. I mean, led by Robotic on the offense there with 11 points, 2 assists. But everyone really contributing a lot of good things. You know, Quinn, the 4 points and 3 assists, 2 saves. So playing all across the board there. Yeah, DS plays with a save, a steal, and 12 stuns. Assistant to regional manager, 5 points, 1 assist, 1 save, and 3 steals, 12 stuns. Big stat line there. On the Demons squad, it was 2 assists for Cherokee Gamer, who was also playing some pretty good midfield disruption at times and was active on the movement and the positioning. 1 save, 24 stuns as well. Cody Lop with 2 points, 3 saves, 21 stuns. At Game Right with 6 points, and both of those scores, 3-pointers, were just beautiful hits from 15 meters out, and then the other one was like 32, 36 meters out from the tunnel. I mean, it was a great hit as well. 2 saves and 3 steals. So, I mean, active in all departments. Thought with 2 points and 2 steals as well as 11 stuns. But yeah, I mean, great effort from both these teams. With that, I will close off this particular match, but we do have more matches coming right up next, in fact. So let me take a quick look here. We got about 5 minutes, and the next one will be Mavens versus HNTR. Hunter? I should probably ask before we start the stream. But Hunter, I'm going to assume, versus Mavens. And following that, in another 35 minutes from now, we'll also have Beep Boop versus the Cookie Commanders. So, yeah, we got some stuff to look forward to for sure. But till then, about 5 minutes away, I've been Palidore. Thanks for watching. Before I go, let me take a look at channel 2 and see if that's still going or not. All right, yeah, that's going for another 9 minutes. Okay, yeah, so we'll stay here on channel 3 for the meantime, in that case, for the next match. So I'll go to an intermission, but yeah, keep on watching, and we'll be right back.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Quick couple things here for the teams, because I know they'll watch this later. I'm not mad, but one, wait for the casters in the organization channel to ping you to get started, and two, no extra spectators in the stream when VRML is casting. Although right now the current spectator in said stream is the legendary Reggie Woods. But not permitted. That said, I can't do anything about it, so I will cast it, and it's Puerto Rico for life. Getting them started quite right. But just for note, make sure any teams being streamed, aware of the process and the rules behind that, and if you're not, ask questions. But yes. That said, I'm Palidore. We're gonna cast this nonetheless, because I do want to see these teams, and like I said, I'm not angry, but technically, some rule breakage going on right now on the spectators' end of things. But Craft House is going to work it up the floor regardless. And Craft House crafting a pass over to Tax. And Tax going turbo, not turbo Tax, but going to the max. It's Nove. And that's a 2-point tie.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have cleared the launcher.
All right, so launch out here for Mavens. And to be honest, I was asking also, I was wondering how to even pronounce HNTR here. If it's just straight up HNTR or Hunter. But either or, they are hunting for a goal. I'm gonna assume Hunter. Just seems logical. Invalid shot, though, being taken off guard nicely there by Tax. Tax up top to Nove. Nove with a tap, and Nove with a goal off Mean Santa. Oh, you're going to be getting coal for Christmas after that shot. Nonetheless, off the dome. And 4-2.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On this launch now, it's Puerto Rico for life deep down the blue line. That's going to hit off that side wall and be grabbed by Craft House. Now Craft off that left lane to Puerto Rico on the interception of Puerto trying to hit Cash App. Not Cash Money on that pass. They'll still have another chance at it. Cash App cashing up, trying to cash on in, but being dived upon and stun right out. So invalid shot trying to rebound. Rebounded. Now Cash App with another grab. That goal being left open, and now it's closed. Nail that. It's a 3-point hit. They're up by 1. Nice shot.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game on.
So Craft House on this launch out here. Competitive match so far. Hunter on the approach here. Nove just beyond the reach, but should get there eventually. Invalid shots there to contest a bit, but a good hit there on the pass to Monkey. And Monkey getting caught in the middle means Santa sends it out of there. Invalid shot with a take back, but has it headbutted, and Craft House, not even sure if Craft knew that disc was coming, but happened to have the grips at the ready. So that said, it's going to be a rebound there to Cash. Able to sling that out of there before too much trouble is caused. Taken here by Tax, and Tax with a jukes. And that is some taxing moves, and in a groove, it's 6-5, 1-point advantage to Blue.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entering the arena.
So into the tunnel now, still yet a competitive game. Higher scoring as well. Only 4 minutes expended here, and yet, 4 or 5 goals between these two teams. I mean, maybe another one about to come. Indeed. Scoring run continues. Been a fast one, been a frantic one.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's game on.
Back into the launch here, a steal from Invalid shot, Invalid from up high. We'll have an open eye on the 3, narrow miss, dinging off that pole, and into Puerto Rico. The whole country here will be snagged. And sent out by Nove, right on the midfield. Kind of a yo-yo, just bounces right back to Santa, who slings it out. And seeing if Santa can get back on it. Puerto Rico's also there. Cash App, everyone just converging inside that bubble. There's one midfielder there, Santa, on the approach, trying to stun, but gets caught up. Good block there from Tex and Nove. So open goal on the orange side of things. Cash App will be there first. Gets the recovery eventually. And Cash App down the midfield. So bouncing off the ramp, bottom to the top. Bill the Monkey there, taking it only for a second, gets stunned. So recovery to the orange side. They're going to push up the floor here, trying to make the most out of this advantage on the numbers side of things. Backboard miss, but rebound hits. Invalid. Not quite valid, actually. Good shot.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Also to the chat there, see Dragon in there saying, "Let's go Mavens," and thanks for casting the TKO match. Yeah, no problem. Good game. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for having me as well. KK Ghouls as well, stopping by a little earlier on, I think, but welcome to it. Glad to have you guys. Hope your weekend's been swell. That's it up high. It's taken by Nove. Nove able to pass that, and some really tightly woven passes. Wow. Tax able to finish, but everyone on the blue squad able to take at least a piece of that play and to make that all work. I mean, those weren't not easy catches either. Those were some powerful throws in a very close proximity. So impressive that they were able to capitalize. Now Cash App sends that down to the left field. That's going to ricochet a few different times. Puerto Rico is there. Tax is there. Gets stunned out. Santa, meanwhile, has Invalid a handoff play, but dove upon like it was nothing. Oh, everyone missing the handles, though, just an inch off. So inching closer to the goal and making it count for the 3-point lead. Puerto Rico. And that was rich.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8,
What's up, Wolf? Thanks for stopping by as well. Glad to have you here. Isn't it kind of late? For you anyways? Or are you a night owl, or I guess a night wolf like I am? Either way, welcome to the stream. Shout out Wolf, and shout out Tex here with the disc, trying to shout out maybe some player comms, sending it over to Nove, but that's not able to successfully meet its mark. Meanwhile, Craft House there with a rebound, and actually all the players for blue back in the bubble, but unfortunately the turnover into the orange side. So Puerto Rico now, another opportunity to score maybe a couple times in a row here. It's Puerto Rico down below, but that's going to miss its mark just the same. Invalid shot though, rebound, sends it over to Cash App. Cash App having trouble with those defenders nearby. So all of these passes, you can see that the orange squad here for Mavens are really not able to have more than a quarter of a second to get rid of these discs because of how aggressive that defense is being. So it does eventually create this turnover, and this may be very, very good if Tax with a hesitation move and the proclamation on the goal. They bring themselves within one. Super competitive. 11 to 10. High scoring as anything.
8, 7, 6.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Wolfo. Sorry. I think you even have a... I looked at your subscription tag, or that little badge by your name, and I thought it was a moderator tag. Never mind. My bad, but hi, Wolf. Thank you for joining just the same. I'm sorry, I think this means you're officially a moderator now. Yeah, my bad. Tax here, though. With a disc, Cash App. Honestly, maybe I'm also too Twitch uneducated, illegible? I don't know. Like, because we're on channel 3, we have a Prime Gaming badge. That confuses me in itself, but I guess I'm a boomer. Anyway, Cash App here with a disc, and Cash App being saved, though, by Craft House. Wow, saying, get that out of my house. That was a nifty recovery, and Kraft just acting cool, calm, collected as Tax collected. The tax collector tries to send that for a 3, but just misses barely. Taken by Monkey. And Monkey, what is the key to the last 40 seconds? It's the score here if they can. Tax off the backboard, and Tax attacks for a 1-point lead. What a match so far. That could be the game winner, but it's not over yet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So 20 seconds for either a game winner or from Mavens, or otherwise we're heading to that second round with one in the books for Hunter. And once more, apologies to Hunter, HNTR. That's not how you pronounce your name, but logical sense, and that is no nonsense from Craft House. Wow. That was a good dive, though, from the defense. I will say they forced that shot out from, what, about 7 meters or so that made it a much easier save. Good job, though. Wow, that was an intense round. And like I said, that was high scoring, too. The thing is, that was hard to keep up with. Yeah, 1-point win. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. All right, let me see. Round 1 stats. Bring that up here in just a second, courtesy of Ignite. IgniteVR.gg again, providing the overlays there for you guys. Wolf saying, VR giving me boomer eyes. Oh, don't I know it? Thing is, thanks to quarantine, I usually only wear my glasses when I'm out of the house. And because of the fact that I didn't leave the house for quite a long time in the last year, I lost my glasses. I could not find them for the longest time. Recently, I have found them, though. They're a little bit smudged. But yeah, I just found them again. So, you know, maybe I can fix my boomer eyes right now. See, I can see loud and clear. But Dragon VR in there was cheering on the Ravens and saying yes, sir, at Cash App as well. Yeah, I mean, Disrupty as well. Not to interrupt, but glad to have you here. Good round. I'm excited to see what the second one provides. And again, for those tuning in, we still have the third match in a row on this stream coming up in the very near future. Top of the hour, about 20 minutes away, or 18 minutes away, actually. And yeah, that one, we'll get back to that in a second because the first launch of the second round is up. That's going to be out of there. And a lot of stuns coming up as they roll out. Taken eventually by Cash App. Again, Cash App having that good round thus far. And will be Tax and Invalid up top, kind of tying each other up before a release into the orange field. Yeah, we'll have a top of the hour Beep Boop versus Cookie Commanders on that note. And maybe on a high note, that shot, losing the arms, unfortunately. So that just costs maybe a few points. Never like to see that happen as a player or a spectator, but that it does. Nonetheless, they do recover, so seeing if they can be calm, cool, collected, and Nove finds the goal. 2 points first for Blue.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
They look like Gunner Optics. My glasses? I'm not really sure. I got those a pretty long time ago at this point. Honestly, I need a new prescription. Those are probably 10 years old, I think, almost. I don't know. It's been a while. But invalid shot here with a recovery on that disc. Finds Mean Santa. Mean Santa working up that floor. Has to watch out for Monkey. A little Frisbee-style kind of throw. Just gradually down towards that goalie. But will be taken back, and now maybe 2 in a row. No, lining it up. Actually make that Monkey. Monkey lining it, but not lighting it, unfortunately. They'll still realign themselves, though, for the rebound. Tax being all kinds of bothered by Invalid and Co. Tax still getting it back and trying to get it out of there into the backboard. But recovery, right place, right time. Oh, no, the save from Cash App. But unfortunately, on the money for a goal. So that's a near save. Sort of. Well, it was a save. But counting the other way, and you know, sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you, those old Chicagos. But nonetheless, 4 points will be for Hunter. So Cash App with a disc here, sending it waywards. That'll bounce into the trap. Taken by Nove. Nove up top to Tex. A big pile up in the trap. Invalid shot, just throwing it waywards, and I like that because yeah, back pass would have been better if it was available, but I like the fact that they didn't just throw it directly into the goalie, right? That was a heady play to make. Even these ones, look at that dribble from Invalid. So Invalid definitely has some handles. Not only that, but really is quick on the feet, quick thinking. With some of those dribble moves and even just the clears. That said, in the clear for that clear three, it's a bit high, rebounded potentially by Tax there, grabbed by Cash App. Cash App now. Gonna send that down the floor. Craft House, right in the blue zone, over to Nove. 3 players splitting off for the blue squad. And Monkey on the prowl, on the hunt. Not a monkey on the car, but that was last night's cast. That said, another grab by Tax. Tax trying to go in, but getting stolen from Invalid. Invalidating that play, and very validating towards the skills at play as it almost goes into the goal. Now a duck through move by Puerto Rico, getting stunned, but just in time, phasing in, phasing out, rebound, Cash App, and inside and out again, tearing it up, but not getting the points. That is a tough series of misses there on a very close proximity goal, but they're trying to keep collected, trying to keep cool, and now on cool down, it's Tax looking to send that out of there. Any space they can get with that disc outside of the bubble will be good for them just to reset a little bit because it was chaotic and it was just all kinds of havoc being ran as Nova sends it down the floor. Or Nove, but maybe going Nova here in a second. Shout out Sir Dimwee. But Mean Santa over down to the pack area. Invalid shot has Cash App nearby and maybe a missed opportunity on the pass because Kraft is going to collect. Tax with another grab, Tax with a shield. But there is a goalkeeper in the way, or rather a midfielder there just above the bow tie, so Mean Santa able to wrangle that one. And all the meanwhile, maybe a one-on-one? No, make that a one-on-three. Can they do it still? No. Converged upon quickly. Just a derby down there. Cash App now contesting once more. Really active on the floor here. You can see, again, clears, stuns, whatever it is. Cash App's always in the area for it, it seems like. Mean Santa playing that back line once again. Attempting to reach that disc before the blue players, and they do. Cash App now another one. And just some stacks is what they would need right about now. So there's the regrabs, exactly what they need to get going and get on the scoreboard for them. Invalid shots with a lob up top. But released it a little too further out than maybe necessary. And was bothered by the defense, but they got another attempt, but the defense dives. Craft House, once more, providing some excellent defense inside that bubble and around that goal proximity. Love to see it. But Craft House, they're even shaking the hands a little bit. Yeah, putting in some work. Meanwhile, though, this actually getting lost here, so Cash App just happens to be in the right place. Go figure. Cash App moving it up. 3 defenders near that bubble. Now fanning out into the midfield. Mean Santa taking that disc away, and there we go. If they push this right now, they could have a numbers advantage. They need to time these drives quickly and appropriately, and into the goal quickly it is. Cash App. They snap that lead in half for Hunter, and with that, Mavens only down by 2. And that is completely doable. Great way to get themselves started. Like I said, once they had that blue defender out in the midfield getting lost just a few feet behind, that automatically gave them the numbers advantage on the drive. But they had to time it right, and credit to them, they did. It was timed perfectly. So Monkey now trying to time this one just as perfectly, but unable to do so. That's a perfect clear, however, into the blue zone. Maybe time for 2 goals in a row for Mavens, but they're not able to get there in time. I think that's one thing is those stacks, the initial stacks for Mavens have been a little bit slow to the punch and slow to the grabs, and have really allowed just those couple extra seconds, which is just precious time for the recovery on Hunter's side. Wolf saying, stay out of the Craft House. Yeah, he needs to charge a cover fee, apparently, because he is covering it with just excellent skills and focus. Now, speaking of, well, look, the stacks are breaking out and throwing it down. Nove converting on the goal, putting them back up by 4. So both offensively and defensively, the stackage from the Mavens not really able to get where they need to be in time, and that will be punishing a lot of the time, as we saw there. But meanwhile, Monkey with the disc there. Monkey now making a play to the midfield, has a couple players lined up, stacked for a great dribble. Unfortunately, that took a very awkward bounce off the ramp, but they'll still take the disc back nonetheless. Monkey hitting that backboard area to Nove. Nove down below to Tex. Tex, one more to the cutting player, and the score through the layers of the defense. That is how you pick a defense apart with surgical efficiency. That was great. Really, really good play.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this round now winding to a close, down by 6 points on the Maven squad. Trying to make a Maven comeback if they can, but it would definitely take something special with this low amount of time left, and a turnover here will hurt those efforts as Monkey slips it past the midfield. And once more, see how quickly, though, that the blue players again have gotten to that goal and punish on the defense before they could recover. So not to beat the dead horse, but that I feel like is just the one difference maker really between these squads, is the fact that on the blue side for Hunter, they've been able to get their grabs, their regrabs, very quickly, efficiently. They're not really missing those regrabs. And whether it's on offense or defense, they're really able to get back on the disc, wherever the disc happens to be, before Maven have been able to. So I think if that could be tightened up here, once they look at the VODs and study that, they'll be fine. Craft House, talk about fine. That is like a fine wine in that Craft House. Just nothing to whine about. Every single shot that comes in, especially from more than a few feet out, Craft has been able to recover and clear it well as well. Tax putting in the shields, trying to hit the cutting player Nove, but slightly astray to invalid. And with that, the second round now about to wind to a close, and that will be a sweep in favor of blue. Hunter has did just that. Nice work. I mean, like I said, they were playing like a team on the Hunter side. I feel like they were playing well above, I guess, expectations in terms of the stacks, the grabs, the communication. It was pretty on point. Like I said, it doesn't matter master through bronze. It seems like every rank has these standouts that constantly come onto the stream and just impress. So well done to their team, and well done on that sweep. They're going to improve their record now to an even up 5-5. So they'll like to see that. For Mavens, they'll fall to 2-5. But as I said, it's a tough loss for them. But I think there are some pleasant takeaways that they can address there in the coming matches once they look over the VODs and stuff. Just tightening up some of that speed basically. But otherwise, they still showed some good moves and made some highlight plays of their own. And obviously, again, first round was super close. So it still could have gone either way. But that said, as far as which way I'll be going, let me take a look here on the other channels quickly, because we did have channels 1, 2, and 3 all going at once. I think now it's probably just channel 1. Yeah, seems to be the case. All right, so what I'm going to do is I will end the stream on this channel, channel 3, and then in about 6 minutes from now, 5-6 minutes, we'll have channel 2 up and running with the last match there that I'm casting in a row. But just to keep the VODs clean and such, and compact, not have too many matches all up in the same video, make it easier on everyone. So yeah, I will end this stream, and again, join me on VRML channel 2 in about 5 minutes away, and I'll be there, or VRML channel 1, which will also have a match, I do believe, and that will be Anomaly versus Hivemind. So master tier match over on channel 1. But meanwhile, on channel 2, I'll have Beep Boop versus Cookie Commanders. So you got your choices. So wherever you are, I'll see you soon. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other as always. And yeah, join me on one of the other channels. See you shortly. Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.